Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we're going to do a little video out of necessity of seeing what we have here with this 32 Roadster project that we got in our recent buyout. We're going to work on going over what parts we have, because we haven't gone through a lot of the boxes, what's been done to the car already, and we're going to try and consolidate and get some stuff thrown on this car just so it's easier to roll around, so that we can kind of get the car ready to sell. So should be fun to go through this and just see what kind of stuff. It's like Christmas going through all of this stuff of brand new parts and redone stuff and whatever else, and it should be really fun. So let's get started. All right, so first things first is it's a Brookville Roadster Body, if we haven't mentioned that or you didn't see the other video. They had started doing body work to this thing. We actually pulled the body out of the body shop. The gentleman passed away, and obviously they didn't get it finished, but you could see that they had sealed the whole thing up in epoxy primer or sealer, and they were starting to do some white skim coating on it. These bodies don't need a lot of work, but they need a little bit. I'm going to fix, there is a dent that happened at shipping right in here, so I'm going to fix some of that myself. This little lip here is just tweaked, so we'll do a little bit of that stuff ourselves, but the body is brand new. It's still on the shipping crate, which we're going to pull off here in a little while when we set it on the frame to consolidate. But yeah, everything's good there. We have the doors, the deck lid, all that stuff. There's a brand new Brookville 32 shell, an insert, and then there is a brand new Brassworks radiator that's attached to it. Hood top, there's the dash, tons of parts here, all kinds of stuff. We didn't really go through it all, but there is just about everything you need to rebuild the cars here for the most part, but we're going to see what we are missing, because I'm sure there's a few things. So onto the chassis. The chassis was, from what I could find in all the receipts, we got a stack of paperwork with this thing. This was a set of American stamping rails that the gentleman hired a chassis shop to assemble and build. It's got this X section in the center, which is really great. It's been boxed in the rear. We have the front boxing plates. They have not been installed yet. I'm not sure if he was planning on doing that or not. It's got a 9-inch rear, obviously, that has some new parts on it and in it. I think it had new bearings and stuff in it. He had just never painted it and finished putting it together. You notice the pinion is pointing at the ground. They had the pads on there, but he never actually welded the pads to the rear, so we will have to do that eventually. It has parallel leaf springs. All that has been done and welded in, which is nice. Has a brand new set of Mickey Thompson cheater slicks on it, which is cool, with wide whites, and it's got the steely wheels front and rear. It's got these front runners, which are really cool. I love these things. 15-inch front runner, Firestone front runners. It's got a Tremec 5-speed in it, which is brand new, and those suckers are expensive, but they're really good transmission. Engine is a 57 283 Corvette engine. I have all the paperwork from getting that rebuilt, so it was essentially all rebuilt, assembled, and he dropped it in here to start mocking it up, and that's as far as he's got. It's got a Hurst front engine mount in there, which is cool. It's got this, I saw somebody looking for one of these recently. I guess they used to make them, but they're hard to get. But is a water pump riser, which ends up getting the water pump up and gets your fan at a good location centered in the 32 grill. It has the Bowling Brothers, I forget the company, but has one of the reproduction, it might even be from Speedway, Lincoln backing plates, front and rear, or front, and then the rear is the 9-inch stuff. That's all on there. We have the drums. It has a full SoCal, forged front axle, 32 heavy reproduction axle that's dropped, and all that stuff's on there. So that's really nice, because it's all kind of shaping up. He's got all the right stuff in here. Hairpins on it, and it's got an original firewall, which I noticed, which is kind of odd considering everything else is Brookville. I'm not sure why they were using original firewall, but it's there. The only thing that makes me a little sad, he was doing hanging pedals and he had holes sawed right into the original firewall there for that. So we're going to continue on with that. The hanging pedals are floating around somewhere in this mess of stuff. So we're going to work on kind of bolting some stuff back together that's loose and hooking the steering up. We found a rebuilt F100 box here, or F1 box, F1 or F100. It's all rebuilt and was ready to go. And he had, I think one of the last things he had done is he had punched the hole here for the steering box. So we'll work on getting some of that stuff together, because we want to get this thing rolling and steering easily without parts falling off, and get this body sitting on top so that we can stash it and then between Steve and myself and Mike, we can kind of work on picking away and getting this thing turned into an actual complete car. Yeah, I noticed when we banged the engine into the freaking the motor, the oil pan hit the truck kind of going. The motor jumped up in the air, and I was like, oh, the motor malfunctioned. Good job, Moon. Good job. We couldn't do it without you, buddy. What do you see down there? All this newspaper rip up. Look at all this. Look, man. Look at this. Here, look. Look at that. Oh, man. Treasures. Oh yeah, those probably need to be tightened up too. We'll try that too while we're lucky the whole thing didn't just fall apart in the truck. We came out and there was a pile of parts and the frame was up.
There's a pile of 32 lying in the trailer.
Yeah. Frame's upside down, the engine's. What do you say, buddy? There we go. Got a big mess under there. Yeah. You don't mind ripping up paper when it's in the bathroom trash can, but now here you're shy. Huh. All right, let's start the passenger door.
Watch out, buddy. There you go.
And we get the chassis underneath, we'll just have to pick up, pull the arms out, set it down, same thing.
Yep.
You know, probably the best bet is to set the rear down first, because we got to get around the firewall, and then we'll let the lift go down to get the firewall to, you know, to seat around it. So
Yep.
let's go up just a little bit more and we'll get this. Next thing is where we put the pallet.
Yeah. We got it.
Look high enough? We're not moving around the jack anyway.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright. Now the front end needs to go over there. It's a little better. Unless we want to just bolt that firewall up in. That's what we should do.
Okay.
Let's bolt the firewall into the cowl.
Yep.
And then we're way easier to line shit up. Now it'll be a lot easier to get it to
Yeah, you're right.
line up where it needs to go. Another looking back there. Looks like
It's got a... The frame needs to go further forward, it looks like.
okay. Go ahead. arms up front.
Yep.
Close.
Got about 4 inches down to the frame on this side yet. Let me check the other side.
That's probably
All right, pretty close on this side.
getting on here. So now we'll watch that. That's good. And then what we'll do is we'll slide the body back here shortly. May even be able to do it now with it on the arms.
Maybe.
We just gotta lock these arms so they don't swing on us. So lock that front arm.
Yep.
Let me see if I can swing the body back enough to line up, because I think we're still, maybe you can see up there. How are we lined up for the 2 bolt holes at the, or like the A-pillar foot bolt?
Yep. You gotta come back probably 2 inches. It's good on this side. The passenger side needs to come back a little further. That's really close there.
Okay, well, I'll lift up and you swing the arms out. And then we could probably wiggle it to where it needs to be, but we'll get it away from the cabinet here.
You get the lock on the other
Yep.
side.
Honestly, we could probably
Right? I can push this side out. You can push that side.
I'm already done.
Okay. Go figure.
Ready to roll back?
Yep.
I'll even show you whenever. All right, we're just about to pick up.
You want to slide the body back on the frame and then slide it forward onto the firewall, because that, I got it, the foot on this side is, whoa.
Anyway, let's just pick up on the cowl and slide it. There you go. That's pretty much in there. I don't know if yours feels like it needs to go in more. So I've got it. Okay. So now, what I would do is, let's get those bolts in the bottom of the firewall here.
Yep.
That we had in before. Get those 4 in and just snug. And then that one for the long foot we can mess with whenever. But that gets that in. Cool. Hey. Why you go tight? You grab the center.
Yep. There you go.
That side, something's not right.
Yeah.
It's not. maybe what we should do before you get real crazy tightening these down is make sure that I'll find the headlights and see if they work.
Yep.
The headlights have a bunch of adjustment in them, so hopefully. So they sit down in those cups and almost.
Up and in.
Yeah, they're like original type ones.
Yeah.
Yep. And that little bolt will rotate. Yeah, I guess they'll.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess they will adjust up. So you just got to hold them when you tighten that bottom nut in. Well, you get if yeah, it doesn't matter. You want to just loosely tighten everything, and then we'll snug it down and get them. Yeah, that'll work out all right.
Yeah.
Got the whole brand new SoCal front end on it. You know, SoCal speed shop, old 32 drop axle style. He paid a chassis shop to build the chassis all up. I got all the receipts from everything. He paid a couple bucks to get that done. We basically bought the whole lot for what they had in receipts on just this car. And then
Original style, 32
yeah.
lights too.
There's about 5 sets of headlights with the car. These are the ones I decided to throw on. And,
That's a nice light bar setup.
yeah. Yeah, everything's new. There's no cobbled together, you know, old stuff. I got a lot of original stuff with the car, but I kept a lot of that, or you know, keep it for my stuff. And, only thing on it, which is odd to me, is he put an original 32 firewall on it. I don't know why. Bought everything else.
Oh, it didn't. The body didn't come with a firewall, huh?
I guess not. I don't know if maybe that was extra and he didn't want to spend it. I don't know. All right, got that in?
Yeah. It almost seems like it doesn't go in far enough.
No, because if you feel the body line there,
Is this normal? Is there like a seal?
well, there's supposed to be bumpers in there to kind of hold it in. But the bottom's
Is that good?
sitting out a little bit. It's pretty good. I mean, when it's, that's pretty good.
That's all I am.
But you see how the body line's a little low there? The door body line's a little low, so we probably want to, let's open the door again. It's not as bad as the other side, but okay, go ahead and tighten that down.
That's tightening.
Is that about it?
Oh,
Okay.
there's a washer in there.
Oh, there is, then we gotta take the washer out. You have to loosen it up and. So if this body line was too high, you put some washers in it to get it to go down. But since it's low, like the other side, we'll just crank it down and it'll pull that back corner up. This side might need a little bit of a washer on it. It's not too bad. It's actually touching the top of the bottom. It's just touching the bottom. You probably need to let that bolt out just a little bit. Loosen it just a hair. better. Maybe a little more. That's better. Yeah, it's just, it was dragging real hard before, so that's pretty good. So that one will probably need a tiny bit of a shim under the foot eventually. Alright, so it looks like he had drilled some holes in the firewall already for these hanging pedals. Again, we're trying to kind of mock everything up to see what needs to be done or what was done or what needs to be corrected. Looks like he had already drilled the holes for all this. Let's see. There's a center bolt, there's a piece of tape in between these holes right in the center at the bottom, right there. If you can peel that off, I think we need that bolt there.
That one?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to hand you this bolt. And let me sit this in here.
Just like back to the firewall?
Yeah, it's an original one. Okay. And then I hand you another one. Top right corner.
That one?
Yep. Alright, so got it latching. So now, put their 2 screws and then that bracket should land, and the edge of it should land right there. So it sits like that and then everything slides in. So let me put it back. Here, I'll hand you these. Just tighten them down. Get this. There we go. That catches like that. And when you want the trunk to go down, you just pull that forward. Slides down and it should work when you pick it up. Grabs like that. Cool. Man, we got a latching door. There you go. Nice. See your suspension bushing? Well, we put the car together. It's -1 extra suspension bushing because Moon took it for a dog.
We don't need that where we're going.
So we got the car all put together after basically like a day, maybe a day and a half of actual work. We just kind of fit it in between other stuff we were doing. I had my nephew over hanging out one day, so he helped a little bit. He enjoyed seeing how to set the body gaps and lines on an early Ford by shimming the cowl. I think that was kind of a neat experience for him. He got to put together some stuff on here. Is highly capable of doing a lot of this work. So we got a bunch of stuff put on. The big thing we're trying to do with this car, because it is going to be for sale, that's one thing that sometimes people will complain about in our videos, that I'm not a very good salesman, so I don't actively say like, hey guys, this is for sale. I just kind of like maybe mumble it. So this car will be for sale. Our whole goal is to put this thing together, and 99% of the hard work has been done. It's really just, you got to take the car, disassemble the car and start painting and wiring and doing all that stuff. We just kind of took all the things over in boxes and put it on the car so you could see everything is here, it fits, it works together. So kind of start at the front, show you what the car has and what's done to it, and give you guys an idea. So it's got brand new, I think these are brand new or they were restored. We're not quite sure they're that nice. 32 style headlights. It's got the drop headlight bar in the front, chrome or stainless. The shocks are all mounted up. It's got like a SoCal 32 heavy style dropped axle on it. Again, all brand new with the Lincoln front brakes, reproduction Lincoln front brakes with brand new drums, American made drums. Those things are like, that conversion itself is quite expensive. It's got the hairpins and all the normal stuff with an F100 box they had in here. So we kind of hooked some of the steering up, and 32 grill obviously with a brand new Walker radiator, and Brookville hood and grill, which we got fitting half decent. The engine is, we got all the paperwork for the engine. Yeah, good call, we can open the hood now. The engine is supposedly, I didn't run the numbers actually, we'll probably do that before we sell, like put it up for sale officially, but it's supposed to be, it's a 57 Chevy engine. We don't know if it's a real vet engine or not. It's supposed to be, but just like every flathead, it has a 4-inch crank in it, so we got to check the numbers and see. But what we do have is all the paperwork for this engine being rebuilt, and Evan and I actually pulled a valve cover. You can see that the heads are all fresh and everything's clean. It's never even been fired, so someone can just basically go through and check all the different pieces and double check everybody's work, and then you can prime it and fire it and break it in. It has one of these cool, they're kind of hard to find nowadays, these water pump risers. So that gets the water pump up in a good favorable position for a mechanical fan when doing the swap in an early Ford. So that is kind of a desirable piece. It has a starter and generator and that stuff in there that's old style. We did not put that on. Whoever buys it may want to put an alternator or whatever on. So we just left that stuff brand new in the box, basically in the car. It's got a brand new 4-barrel. It's all rebuilt on it with the intake. Brand new dual point distributor with new cap and all that stuff. So everything's new. It's got hanging pedals with this cool 60s style dual master cylinder. These are really neat. It has one side for clutch and one for brake. That's already been all the holes figured out, and we bolted it all in place so you could see that it is there. Also had brand new center dump manifolds on it, which we also mounted up, which is cool. It's got the front runner tires, Firestone front runners with just, I think they're like from Speedway, you can get like the multi-lug pattern. Oh no, these ones are actually, I think the back is multi-lug, but they have just steely wheels. You can put Ford hubcaps on. Brand new front runner Firestone tires, so everything's still got the stickers on it. One big thing that Evan and I worked on that was, it's actually a little bit of work on these cars, is getting the doors to open and latch, open and shut and latch, and the trunk of course. So now this thing opens and latches, and Moon is going to give his inspection of it. You could see this car, he had it in the body shop. They were doing body work to it, the body, and I think he got sick and passed away, and this is as far as they got on the car basically. So now, doors all latch, which is pretty nice. You can latch it really nice. I slammed that kind of hard. Other door obviously opens. We got a ton of parts inside of it. It's got a brand new Tremec 5-speed in there, which is really nice. They're quite expensive when new. It's got a 9-inch in it. We don't know what gears. It's all been cleaned and probably ready to just put back together when you have the car apart. It's got the Mickey Thompson cheater slicks on it, which are quite expensive and give it a great look. Parallel leaf springs. So this car's kind of done like a nostalgia style, but it still has the parallel leaf springs, which I think makes really nice. We set the pinion angle on the car because when we got it, that was one of the things he did not done as well, the front wishbone mounts. The pinion angle, so we got them stitched in place. You will need to finish weld them when when it's disassembled for paint and everything, but I got a bunch of good welds that the thing will stay together and you don't have to really figure anything out, just weld it up and go. Trunk, again, another feat is getting the trunk to fit and latch on these cars. So everything fits and latches now quite nicely, and yeah, so that's good. But you can see there's a crap ton of new parts that are in the car. Oh, that's for the 3-window. Whoops, you don't get that part. Oh yeah, look, here's the pieces cut out of the windshield.
Oh, we need those.
Yeah, we need those, sorry. We're stealing this.
Those are not included in the sale.
We won't steal anything major, I promise. He started building exhaust for it. There's also brake lines that are somewhere floating around in here
That
that
Speedway box.
that are all bent up that I believe are pretty much ready to go or close. Again, that's all pretty easy stuff. The dash has got a smoothie 32 style dash, but we did not punch any holes or drill anything. You can see the steering box. I just have it roughly set at that angle. You may need to set it where you like it. So I didn't want to go drilling holes or setting the steering for myself because, most people are taller than me, so so I didn't want to do that. It's got a cowl vent, which is cool, I think, that does work. And yeah, like I said, all the doors open and shut now. So this, obviously the body will need some work when you go to actually reassemble. You have to shim it and do all that stuff anyways. But you can see everything's together and fit. It was pretty fun to throw this thing together. This is just, you know, I can show you how easy some of this is, but really, to be honest, he did a lot of the hard work. He had a chassis shop build the chassis professionally, and on and on and on, and a lot of money spent on this car and time, and we were able to kind of get the benefit of just throwing it together and standing back looking at it like, this is cool. So again, this thing will be for sale. If you're interested, you could send us an email, irontrapgarage@gmail.com, and we will also planning on having it at the Charlotte Spring swap meet, and then also the Spring Carlisle. If it doesn't sell before then, we'll probably take it there and have it advertised there for sale, and you guys can talk to us there and we can discuss if this could be yours. But this is a jump start on the project. It's going to be tens of thousands of dollars less than what's been invested in parts, so it's definitely a good deal. So thanks for following. Hope you enjoyed a quick little 32 Roadster coming to life in this video. Thanks guys, catch you later.